P2H live YouTube once again. 2 p.m. on the East Coast, on time for once. June 30th, 2018. I got a Rogue Rant for you. Not the usual day, but that's fine. We are going to talk about mechanics, but we're going to talk about mechanics that are changing the Dark Zone on the whole as we mess around a little bit. Because I've spent a lot of my time focusing on mechanics that people tend to ignore. Group mechanics that the devs put in, betrayal-based, but trust-based.
Entering Dark Zone.
And people have spent a lot of time ignoring these mechanics. And the situation in the Dark Zone currently is that they're slowly but surely being eroded because of a few factors. The factors are really, it's drop rates, the effect on progression, and inevitably what happens in the DZ because of it. So, buckle yourselves in, I got a lot to fucking say on it. I'm going to be talking about, mostly, I'm going to keep it within the context of the game, but I'll be referring to a few games outside of the division, because inevitably there's going to be comparisons to other MMOs, other loot-based systems. You may not be familiar with some of them, but I'll try to keep it division related. But we're going to start with drop rates. And I'm going to put it, I've got the game capture the right resolution now. So I'm going to bring that in now. So let's talk drop rates. So the devs have spent a lot of time making it increasingly easier for you to get all of the gear in the game, right?
You are now leaving the
That is, they've wanted you to be able to experience all of the parts of the game. So they've wanted you to be able to get every single piece of classified. Hey, what up, Nas? Welcome. I'm gonna be talking a lot about drop rates and whatnot while I play with this Firecrest for 5.5, 6.5 that I've been enjoying. But yeah, I'm a big fan. It's more of a team build, but it can solo. But anyways, drop rates. So the devs, as the game has gone on, they have been increasing the drop rates from like 1 to 3 to now 6%, so that the new pool of players, ever increasing, can get a chance to experience all of the parts of the game within the amount of time the game has left, because the game is expiring with the Division 2 coming out. So it's natural for them to want to let their player base, you know, it's a collect-a-thon in some ways, so it's understandable they want to do that, to make it available to you. But that kind of defeats the purpose of a lot of the, you know, they have the exotics. Aren't really exotic if you get them 20 times in a row. You know, how many times are you going to get a heal or devil and, you know, deconstruct that thing before you're, you know, dissatisfied with finding the heal or devil? You know, they had that problem early on in the Dark Zone. People kept getting Thompsons and Midas and were like sick of Thompson and Midas. Ninja Bike backpacks before they were good. So they've had this continuing issue with scarcity and rarity and not being able to, in my opinion, have a reasonable relationship, being comfortable with having rare items in the game, having certain players have rare items over other players. They don't want it. They want an even playing field. They want it to be competitive in some ways. So it leads to some really weird issues, especially with all the items that in Division 1 you're allowed to get. I mean, look all the different things you can equip. Even on the guns, you have all these mods, which is why they are in Division 2 streamlining a lot of this stuff. You know, the mods you unlock and you don't collect any more than that. They're just unlocked modules. There's no customizability outside of the unlock. They don't take up inventory space. So, but that you know, gives me a little bit of worry, a little bit of concern when it comes to some of the customizability options later on, but at least they're addressing the issue of too much stuff dropping, and they can finally address perhaps the issue of rarity, because if there's fewer things dropping,
Area has been secured.
maybe now they can be a little more comfortable with, hey, like maybe these raids can be worth a damn, and we can make it so that there's an increasingly rare drop rate on some very interesting items, and a good drop rate on some decent items. You know, get comfortable with it, so that it makes it worthwhile to be in a clan, to be able to take on the raids, because you do get the best stuff, instead of being a schmucky, you know, solo player who's not gonna be able to collect those, because that's the point of those raids, is to gain access to those increasingly rare items in most of those other games, most other MMOs. Let's see if these guys wanna, yeah, rogue as hell. I'll come closer. There you go. Hey Sky, what's up? Ooh, I'm just talking drop rates, rarity, Division 2 stuff. Ooh, here we go. I don't necessarily think this is that Striker? Hold on a second. He's immune right now. I need to get away from him. Hold on a second. Which rope? This rope? That rope. Alright, getting the double reload, that kind of sucks. Gonna move back. Give it a second. I need to heal off one of these guys. Let Predatory do its thing. Use this to block their way. Alright, they're not going to be able to take a shot on me for a moment. Alright. Yeah, one of the problems with this build currently is the lack of healing because of the dual
Warning.
fire skills, which I'm not opposed to. I'm okay with this. I just need to get more comfortable with
Leaving
idea.
contaminated area.
Let me run up there and put my stuff on and have comrades. Anywho, drop rates. Sorry. That's the problem with having these rants while you play. So, I think I've addressed... Oh, hey, is this new? Wait a sec. I don't remember this. Huh. That's nice. Oh, hold on a sec. I'm gonna go up here. I don't remember seeing that piece. I'm gonna come back for that later. I think I'll use that for final measure. That was nice. Ah! Defend me! There you go, bud.
15 seconds.
Alright. Oh, there they are.
Ready to bring it on board.
There they are. At least my stuff's gonna get out. Heal off of him. Very nice. There's that cool skull.
Pickup secure.
Alright. I'm gonna blow up my turret. I'm gonna put it right here next to me. Nice thing is I can set them on fire if they're shooting the turret instead of me. No worries. I have so many options for setting people on fire with this build. It's very nice. Oh, we got manhunts north of me.
It's just our job. It's nothing personal.
I agree. Same here. Ooh, they're fighting another player. I get him in the back. Oh no, this is another team over here. Same. Coming closer. 50. I think they might be getting closer. I don't want to use any of my abilities yet. Hold off on the abilities. Yep, they're all together.
Look out.
Alright,
There's
I've
a
got
manhunt active in your vicinity.
I've got my stuff. Good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this turret behind here so that they can't shoot it unless they turn that corner. Yeah, they're gonna run me down. Good. Gotta make them work for it. Gotta make them work for it. Oh, there they go. We'll address how progression is affected in a moment. I want to deal with these manhunts first. I think I discussed drop rates enough. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're trying to come around. Oh, not quite, everybody. they're coming. See, there's strikers in that group, so you want to maintain anywhere from 45 to 60 meters. The ones that aimbot will normally still kill you at 60 meters. The ones who don't, they have to get within usually 40 to 30. So, yeah, see. So they're gonna struggle a little bit to get me. There you go. Drop this. Ooh, I need to actually throw that Seeker. It seems the Seeker doesn't really go out unless you get a bit closer. There's the heals. Oh, Chrome, they are right on top of me. When did that happen? Oh my god. Oops. That was my bad. I didn't even see him get within 50. I think I distracted myself with NPCs. Momentarily blinded by a need for...
I won't waste my time.
Predatory to proc. I suppose I just should have ran past, but... With these types of builds, especially your electronics builds, you need to stay back. You need to hang back. Let your skills do the work. Choke them down. Work down their medkits. As long as they don't have medkits, you'll start gaining an advantage every time you drop your skill. And you'll notice. You will start to notice when you have the advantage. And that's when you strike. That's when you wipe them. Alright, they're running through. Pop that. Alright. I guess we can talk progression in a moment. Yeah, he's just gonna take it. Gonna go ahead and let that happen. So let's talk progression. Section. So we talked about the drop rates, how they've, oh goodness, is my stream okay? Yeah, it should be okay. Oh. So we've talked about drop rates. Now let's talk progression. How these drop rates have affected the progression of the game overall. So there's a big issue that I'm having in that the accelerated progression is invalidating a lot of the a lot of the tactics and whatnot that I've been working on for so long. Like, I don't get to use them anymore. You know, the betrayal mechanics, the oh jeez, Morrison. A lot of the betrayal mechanics that I've been working on, they're only for new and returning players, who don't have anything because the drop rates are so high that it's entirely pointless for me to be using any of them. Because on any normal contamination run, my bags are way too full for me to even consider taking all the stuff from the whole group. It is pointless. I wouldn't be able to take it all out on 2 extractions. So, it just, there's certain features and gameplay aspects that they invalidate every time they bump up the drop rates at the for the convenience of, you know, the average player, I suppose. You know, the player who's gonna be, you know, playing for an hour at a time every other day or so. And, you know, I totally get, you know, making it okay for everybody, making it better for everybody as best you can. But when it's at the expense of mechanics that you already had in the game to help those players catch up, like that was the whole point of having the rope cuts and the betrayals and trust mechanics in the game. Like you could steal, you know, a whole team's worth of stuff. You know, you could catch yourself up that way. I just feel like, you know, they're wasting a lot of people's ambitions and efforts by babying everybody, you know? Like you there's whole aspects of the Dark Zone that are completely invalidated and made obsolete because of a 6% drop rate. So I get that they're trying to appeal to like your average player just farming and who only understands those concepts, but shouldn't you be attempting to convey these other aspects of the Dark Zone, the things that make it unique? I mean, I don't know. It just, I feel like that should be your goal, right? I'm gonna just team up with these guys since, oh, this guy's got a fucking engine in his room. They don't seem to read. Oh my god. I'm gonna mute him for one. But I need teammates. This build's a support build. Any electronics build does much better with teammates.
Warning.
You're essentially a support.
Now leaving the contaminated area.
Invite me, you schmuck.
Oh. Invite him. More so. Invite him.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Invite me to your team, you randos. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go get them. Where'd they go? Hold on.
Oh boy, 2 yellows. Roly-polies. I like the cowboy hat. Alright. Now we get to see this build on a team.
I know,
Hey!
I think that's... Let's go this way.
Maybe 4v1 is not the ideal. So, progression...
Yeah.
When the drop rates are so high, you get the acceleration. I get it. The devs want the younger players, the returning players, to be able to catch back up to the old hands hanging out. It's understandable. They sacrifice the trust mechanics of the Dark Zone, which in turn fucks me up, because a lot of the stuff that I like about this game involved betrayal. Like taking all the stuff off of these schmucks after, like, doing a series of contamination events.
Let's do this. Make them come to us.
So, it was very disappointing for me as time went on in the Dark Zone.
Yeah.
And the drop rates just kept going higher and higher.
Isn't there a landmark beneath us? Oh, there's
so
some
it's
items right here.
It's inevitably changing the game and the way it's played, especially in the Dark Zone, because the Dark Zone, once everyone has everything, there's no need to loot. There's no need to steal. You don't need anything. The necessity's gone, the scarcity. That was the thing that drove people to these extractions to fight over stuff in this first place, was the concept of scarcity in the Dark Zone, and in the game in general. Scarcity. The concept that there isn't enough to go around. That is what happens in these disasters. There's not enough food, not enough water. And in your case, not enough good gear. You have to compete for this stuff. But, you know, the devs decided to forego all that and trade it for, well, whatever they wanted. You know, to go ahead and let everybody, how would you say it? For competitiveness? I don't think it's really for the competition, because you already know they don't understand competition. It was probably because they wanted everyone to experience the game fully before the next game, right? Which is reasonable, but just, it irks me. It irks me when they already had stuff in the game to solve that. And I think if they had illuminated those parts of the game a little bit more, like the launch trailer for the DZ already showed betrayal as a mechanic. If they had harped on that a little bit more, I think it would have been better. But inevitably, the DZ and the way it operates changes, because they won't do it. They won't do it. So the DZ changes. So what do you do in the DZ now? If you have everything, if even the new players, you only play for like what, a month? Tops. I'm not talking playtime. I mean, you bought the game like a month ago. You played like 4 weekends worth. It took you the first weekend to get 30. It took you 1 or 2 global events to essentially catch up, because of the way the global event point system works and the way the 6% drop rate affects you. What is... You know, at least they made everything rewarding, which is good. You know, they decided to make missions and all the PvE content worthwhile. Great. But now there's a deluge of good gear, and you're essentially just you're done. You're as far as a loot-based game, you are finished. Your collectathon is over, and what's left to do? So now you have all these people in the dark zone just murdering each other, and that's where we are. That's what the end game is now. It is everybody murdering each other. Hold on, let me meet this guy with the jet engine in his room. Holy hell.
Caution. Entering dark zone.
Pointlessly. I don't mind PvP if it was based. Let me correct myself. I did not mind PvP when it was based on you know, relevant Dark Zone related stuff, right? You know, the supply drops, extractions, even contamination events.
Warning.
Things that matter, right? But now it's just PvP for PvP's sake. It's all that's left. Like, these guys, all they're doing is running around and mopping up everybody they see. Absolutely everybody. Why are they doing this? It's because skirmish isn't fun for them anymore, or whatever, the last stand. So this is the thing they do. This is it. Or maybe those two game modes are too hard for them. So, but this is easier. They can mop up the newer players. You know, I struggle.
You gotta. Oh, P has a. He should put his fire turret on above the terminal.
I struggle to find purpose and meaning in the Dark Zone now, outside of, you know, these increasingly silly PvP fights. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I didn't even see him. I don't even know how I did that. That was my bad. That's what I get for talking and playing at the same time.
This way, Morrison.
That would have been an easy kill for me. Pick him off the no cover situation. Well, now I'm hosed.
Checkpoint. Yeah, they sure are. Yeah, let's go.
Oh boy. Get him off the checkpoint at least. Here we go. Well, step one. Let's see if we can get to step two.
They're going up the peak.
Step two.
Getting closer.
Gonna drop that secret. There you go, bud.
Oh, they're upstairs.
I'm nowhere near my teammates now. I was trying to loop around. Let's try this.
Detected below street level.
Oh, that's the sniper for sure.
Contamination level rising below
One's
street
down. Oh, he got revived!
alert. Friendly division agent is down.
Alright. Okay.
Warning.
Oh,
Agent
my, come
on your
on,
team
make
requires
it.
aid immediately. Contamination level critical below strength level.
Damn, they're just gonna run and turn it in, huh?
They're running.
Not much I can do about it.
And they must be low on med kits or something. Yeah, they're getting it off.
Nothing I can do about it. It's already over. Got one.
Rogue agent has
Yeah.
been neutralized.
Yeah, they got it. And I'm done.
Oy.
Yeah.
Not the Deadeye. Or whatever this
I'll see you
sniper was.
later, Morrison.
microfone é roubado.
Yep. Alright,
Para
I'm
de
out.
seguir, porra. Minha audição, filha da puta.
Ah! Progression. Alright. So the progression got warped. And inevitably, it screwed up the DZ. Because there's no reason for anyone to farm anymore in the DZ outside of the new players. This is more of a personal issue for me, because the things that I like about the DZ are now essentially dead. You know, the need for trusting one another, the cooperation amongst people who don't know each other. It's minimal at best. You know, like, you see how I'm with these random players? This is not often that it happens.
Alright, you guys, thank you. See you
These
later.
are newer players, and the thing is, I want to be able to flip people for good gear, but there's no need for that anymore because everyone has good gear save for the new players. And there's no point in flipping a new player because, one, I have almost all of the gear, and two, they're picking up everything because they don't have anything, and there's no... hey Terry, what's up? I know, I'm finally on YouTube doing a thing. I do this from time to time. I'm still out here. I'm venting right now. I'm venting to the universe.
Warning. Now leaving the safe area.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because the things I like the most about the Dark Zone are essentially dying off. And it's the only thing that's left are the things that I didn't like so much. It's nothing but this Duelist Kingdom stuff. Like this should all this fighting, all this PvP stuff should be in Skirmish and Last Stand, but these people, they keep coming. Hey, I appreciate it.
I'm seeing
Doing what I can out here.
in your vicinity.
I don't know. All the mechanics I know and love about the DZ, they're slowly dying off. You know, betrayal and the need for cooperation with people you don't know. Like, all that stuff is slowly dying out. Oh, there's somebody down. Ooh. Down. You're done. On a bun. Ah. Lay a few more of these guys on fire before they go. I appreciate the support. Right now, I'm doing the best I can to defend the Dark Zone from Duelist Kingdom. I understand why Duelist Kingdom's here. Why they're so strong, so prevalent. Why the PvP community continues to invade. I appreciate it. I want to continue to do the things I do with the kick flips, the betrayal, you know, taking people's trust, lighting it on fire, throwing it in the garbage. But there's because of the way massive treats drop rates, and the way they want to treat the end of this game's life, they're starting to slowly invalidate a lot of the strategies and things I've developed for new players, for returning players. I'm running out of people that are worth flipping, because the only people extracting anymore are new players. Which is understandable, because the new players are the ones who are in need of gear. It makes sense. I know. That's the only thing left, and that's reasonably possible to do. That is the only thing left I haven't done, and that is the only thing I'm capable of doing in this environment. Because it's the only reason people cooperate anymore is for PvP. That was going to be essentially my last point of this entire rant. But I'm glad that's what you're calling it. I'm glad somebody else is picking up on what I'm putting down. On the names and stuff. I really do. I was gonna start with the double header. You know, getting a duo to betray a duo and accomplishing that, because that's within reason. That's plausible. That seems like an easy thing to do. And then do the Triple Crown as the final crowning achievement of my Division career, moving into Division 2. But if I just skip the doubleheader and just pull off the Triple Crown right off the bat, I would not be disappointed. I would be very excited about that. It's gotta happen, though. It's going to happen. Especially because near the end of the lifespan of this game, a lot of newer players... It's essentially an inevitability. Because a lot of the newer players are going to have a hold of all their gear because of the drop rates. And they will need someone to partner up with. They will join me. And they will be not as skilled as the other players, and they will be too trusting. And that combination, they will be just good enough to achieve manhunt with me. And they will be not good enough to keep it when I betray them. That is what it comes down to. Stay on this side of the fence. They can't jump it while they're on fire. There they go. They're going to try and turn it in one more time. Ooh, my fire turret may not be up in time for this. I may just have to throw fire on it myself. Oh no! I should have proc blue. I tried to throw the turret and I failed. That's okay. I did get 3 manhunts out of that. Pick me up, you fools. Pick me up. There you go. Before they go rogue. Ah, no! Oh. Hey, pick me up, rogue guy. Give me them toes. Come here. Yeah, it's inevitable, Terry. That Triple Crown's happening. It's going to happen. I'm gonna get it. It will be mine. It's the last thing I can do in the Division, in the Dark Zone, that's relevant to me. To my interests. Otherwise, it's all this stuff. This is what they do now. This is they come out here and then they pick on a bunch of new players. They get their manhunts over and over again. So the new interest to me outside of the Triple Crown is going to be developing teams, because I have builds. I've got plenty of builds. Now I'm going to need a team. And that's going to lead into Division 2 in the clans. And I have had an effect on enough people with what I do out here that I think we'll have enough interesting characters show up and be interested in hanging out and playing on our team. And what we'll be doing in the next game, I'm not sure. I know we'll do the raids and stuff, but that's PvE content. I'm more interested in what you can do as a clan in the Dark Zone. I want to know more about that stuff, the trust mechanics in there. I want to know if your clan tag is visible out there. Like, how do you know who to trust? I don't know. There's a lot of things that are problematic for the Dark Zone when it comes to clans. but are great for everything else. Oh, crumb. Oh, I screwed up. This was a bad time. I made a mistake. Ah! Oh, don't do that. That's 5 to 10. I'm gonna hide here. I'm gonna burn this. I'm gonna heal here. Oh, reload. Okay. She backed up. Hey, you may as well. I'm quite okay with this. There's plenty of people to betray on console. I hear there's a lot of them. I'm not against it. I'm still too close. I don't really want to be this far out. Not full cover.
Incoming supply drops detected.
Go.
Calibrating landing zones.
Here they come. Once again. Oh, excuse me, fellas. Roll! Predatory. That is a predatory proc. I do enjoy having predatory on one of my main weapons. That way I can get heals off of players. I think people underestimate. I know they like to switch to their third. Get heals that way. When you're at range doing damage with something like an LMG or a sniper, I still feel like the thing to do is to load that talent onto something more relevant than your tertiary sidearm. And anywho, drop rates. So in the dark zone, I'm hoping now that they're going to be getting rid of those mods, right? They're going to make it so that you're just unlocking mods, so that's cool. You take those away for probably gear and for your weapons. Now the drops are going to be fewer, and they can make them more meaningful. They can make them rarer. Oh, you're on the I-4 corridor? There you go. Yo. It's hot as hell down here. Yep. Yeah, we're down south. About as south as you can take it. Ay. Well, these guys might go rogue one more time. But with the... Not that far south. Or are you saying that's where you're at? You're around Sefner? I gotcha. Yeah, it's been raining over here. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to stream today because it was raining sideways for a little bit. There you go. I'm familiar with Sefner. I haven't been, but I know. I know people from Sefner. Yeah, I think it's just that moisture's been rolling off the coast. Coming off that water. But, oh, man. Division 2. Now that the drop rates are... I think what they're going to do, they have those raids. The dark zone's probably going to be shadier, because now that they have clans, they're going to have to make it shadier. Because that's the thing, is if you include clans, you have to also include something that makes the game more selfish. And the only way to make the game more selfish in the dark zone is to make things increasingly rare. More valuable. That is mechanically the only thing you can do in the dark zone. So far as I can tell. They might come up with some crazy batshit thing that doesn't really work all that great. But so far as I'm concerned, when it comes to these sorts of games, once they introduce clans, that's where it happens. They're like, here's this 0.05% drop rate on this very strange, odd weapon or armor piece. Especially, oh, it should be armor, because they're doing the brands, right? The gear sets are essentially brands, so it's not necessarily stats that you're getting out of them. They're essentially flat rate everythings. So it would be, you'd be collecting gear pieces to a very rare brand. Gucci. You gotta get your Gucci. You gotta get your Supremes. Oh. Hey. They're gonna get weird with it. It's inevitable. They're gonna have to, right? Because for the Dark Zone to be the Dark Zone, where selfishness and selflessness compete.
Warning. All supply drops will
Yeah.
expire in 30
Yeah,
seconds.
and that's what happens in any, and then every time they increase the levels, right? It's a spit in the face, because you worked so hard to get all that gear, and then they release a new level where all your gear's invalidated. So all that grind before, you know, just pointless. So, like, you know, the vertical, those vertical expansions. You know, it's tough. You know, not very many MMOs have addressed that issue. Vertical expanding is just, it's tradition for MMOs. Guild Wars is one of the few MMOs that has done horizontal expansion and done it well. Where they introduce a new expansion and they don't invalidate your levels, they just give you new levels parallel to your the levels you've already got that you can get in a new area. That is a different way of looking at doing an expansion. That way your gear is still relevant. It doesn't invalidate all of the things you've done up until that point. But it gives you new content. Something new to pursue. So, but again, not very many games are capable of that either. You know, you have to have a very unique concept and be introducing new mechanics probably for people to explore to make that even remotely relevant or possible option for you. So, I'm not, you know, I won't hold my breath for Division to do something like that. Oh, I got someone behind me. Oh, that is another person on me. Interesting. But yeah, that's just a problem with MMOs in general. Is the way they do those expansions, the way they do the updates.
Now entering a safe area.
They make you regrind. That's how they keep it interesting for you. Now here, let me just fuck with you. This'll make it fun, right? This is fun for you. I think this is what players think is fun, right? It's fine. You hope that people learn from other games, from their own mistakes. That doesn't happen too often. It takes... And the thing is, the devs for this game, in particular, Massive, the original, you know, they had no business probably doing this one in the first place.
Rogue agent neutralized.
This was a big undertaking for that studio, for that developer. It was just... Yeah, I imagine. The thing is, Striker is so strong in there right now because of the proximity. It's the same reason why Striker is so strong as a solo build in the Dark Zone on those checkpoint camps. It's because the fight never stops. It just never stops. And I've heard of that. I think you were the one who actually told me that strategy with the EMPs, where they freeze their own stacks by EMPing themselves. So they finish a fight at an enemy spawn, and the enemy is respawning on the other side of the map, and then they will hit the EMP on themselves, and then they will traverse the whole map, which is not that much, frozen in time with 100 stacks, and then start the fight up again fully stacked. That's fucking ridiculous. If that isn't wholly broken and invalidating of content, I don't know what is. Because they've used that invalidates content argument on shield builds in the past for justifying getting rid of them. So I don't see why, you know, Striker is still around hunky-dory, untouched. Oh, that is a tactician build. Building stacks on me. Whew. Oh, see, finally, there's somebody to help, maybe. So those Striker strategies are just ridiculous, especially in those smaller PvP maps. So I understand why there's people out here in the Dark Zone instead of doing the normal PvP content, doing this stuff. I get it. Ooh, I think I finally turned them, or else they're going after that other... Yep, they were going after the easier one. Look at them go. They picked the easier target. Yeah, so my strategy is going to be very boring and lame for some of you for a little bit. I am wearing them down slowly by taking them through alleys, using my skills. This is a skill power leaning build, but I am taking away their ability to fight me slowly over time. And then soon I will be able to actually pick off one or two of them and then wipe them out. Ooh, someone's already getting them. They might be too weak now to even fight the randos that show up. In a war of attrition, I'm gonna win. Oh, Bloom, hey, what's up? Snagged a house last night. 31 houses now. Yo, you're about that real estate business. You're the reason why we're in this new housing bubble. Yo, slow down, bud. I know debt's still cheap and everything, but goddamn, dude. Yeah, when that bubble bursts, you better be out that market. Oh, shit. Oh my god. How many of those houses are useful to you, though? So what, you gotta have deadly, at least, on them? For them to be relevant? Really, there's just gotta be a deadly roll?
You ain't gonna last.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, some good news. For anybody who actually likes what's been going on, which is the 6 of you. I may or may not be getting the capacity to edit soon, which is exciting for me, and also gonna be a lot of work. So, besides the highlights, which are, you know, palpable, palatable amounts of my content, you know, easy to digest, at least in comparison to like the full streams. I'll be doing edits of the raw content, especially the YouTube stuff, because that's the stuff that you can't do highlights of. Because Twitch is nice because you can just, you know, do a little highlight, and that's like a pseudo edit. But the issue with YouTube is you can't, they haven't stolen enough from Twitch yet to make highlights. Yeah, I imagine you have variants of those houses for everything, Bloom. Like, that's the thing. If you find enough of them, you probably make people very jealous. Having a house for every build. I've got vacations homes everywhere. I got a vacation home in Striker and Final Measure and Firecrest. Ah, I even have one for Deadeye. I don't even know why. It's a sniper build. Ah! It's all good. Hey, I look forward to attempting to edit them. It's gonna be a learning process. You say you're gonna be looking forward... You're gonna be looking forward to, like, the 3rd or 4th one. I'm pretty sure none of us are really gonna be looking forward to the first one. First one's gonna be a learning experience. If I know any better. First time I do anything, it's always always interesting. Oh boy. I wonder if they're gonna come back this way. I will do my best though, no matter what iteration I'm on. Just oh damn. I hope it's working. If that's the case. I hope it's working out well. Yeah, and the thing is, I know that my playstyle's a bit wonky in comparison to other players. I know a lot of people don't use cover. Oh damn, a Deadeye just took that dude out. Oh no. I'm moving in. Taking those Deadeye shots. They're getting sniped from that bridge. That's what's happening. Okay, I understand the situation. So they gotta pick their poison. It's me or them. Awesome. I like it. So the tank is pushing on the sniper. There you go.
A rogue agent has
So
been
good.
neutralized.
Oh, that's lagged. I gotcha. Yeah. Cover to cover is an acquired taste. It's not for everybody, I've noticed. Especially on console. Console is not easy. It's no fun. I've been told that cover to cover on console is problematic, especially because of the slow turn times. Like, when you got mouse and keyboard, you can turn really fast. If you can't do that, you're gonna have a hard time navigating during and after doing a cover-to-cover move. So I understand avoiding that style, but you still have options available to you, even if you don't play it that way. Ooh, I keep setting myself on fire. Pharaoh's Mask, where are you? Even though you can do sensitivity changes, but it's still, evasion is such a huge issue on console, Plume. Unless you have like a prepared range setup, like you're running something like, oh goddamn, I'm getting wrecked. Oh, there I go. Anybody near me? Help! Help, Striker, son! Help! Hey! No! Yes! Yes! Error! Oh! We have been friends in the past, enemies on more than one occasion. I thank you for your service.
Another agent has joined your team.
Here's a bud of mine. The,
Rogue agent down.
console, unless you're, like, sniping with Deadeye or Hunter's Faith or something like that, it's completely understandable to avoid cover-to-cover or cover in general. It's a huge pain in the ass. Just, frankly. I know you get a stability, you get an accuracy boost, innate, without doing anything, but for the way that it works, it's just not worth it.
Love you.
I love that guy too. That guy's nice. I think for doing anything on console, a lot of my builds, I would just convert from like something like this. I would just move into things like precision, maybe get steady hands. You know, Wizzy might be a good guy to look at when he does builds. You know, that might be a guy to look at when you're imitating, trying to convert my stuff over to console. Because he'll use steady hands to increase stability. Instead of using cover, he'll hit it and then bounce off. He doesn't do it enough, though. I've told him once, I've told him twice. Goddamn, use the cover. If you're going to use steady hands, actually hit the cover, you schmuck. And then, Adrenaline's great right now. If you can't... But the bonus of having tactical advance right now is so huge on PC. If you can find a way to make it work on console, that'd be fucking sick. You'd be a hero. It'd be an honor to be kickflip. I see. Hey. Yeah, the kickflips It's a matter of perspective too when it comes to the kickflips. Some people take them and are about them. Some people take them and are not so much. But the Banshee Savage Glove, yeah, people have been about Banshee lately because they want that base boost. But you know, they're I love all the Firecrest love lately. The Firecrest love has got me stoked. People are all about that Firecrest right now. They're doing Firecrest Banshee. They're doing just, you know, Firecrest Predator. They're doing... They won't go all in on Firecrest though. Like, dude, go all in on Firecrest. I know you don't like that 6-piece bonus, but it's because you're not used to it.
Warning, entering dark zone. Warning, you are now leaving the safe area.
But there's an issue when it comes to Banshee, isn't it? Like, yes, you get the, what, 15% against targets out of cover? The problem is that you're relying on that stipulation, right? It's against rogues for the other 10 and 20% potentially. I get it, it's cool, but you're limiting yourself. Like, there are other options available to you. I mean, I like that people are going with the Predator instead in some cases, because at least with Predator, it's a base boost. Deleted all Firecrest. Vendettas. I have them too. I'm not opposed to holding them. As you'll notice in here, there's no striker anywhere in here. That is because of my own grudges. Yeah. So I'm not unfamiliar. I hear on console Firecrest is a motherfucker. It's because those turrets don't miss. So I think Firecrest is actually a stronger competitor on console than it is on PC. Which is interesting to me. That's very funny, actually. Now that you mention that. For all the griping people did about Predator's Mark and Nomad. Because the thing is, if you asked any striker who's played striker for longer than 3 months, if you asked them what build they hated the most, what gear set, and they gave you an honest answer, it'd be fucking Firecrest. It'd be Firecrest, hands down. Because they hate the crowd control. They hate that shit.
Chopper is inbound.
Use fire and combat medic. Yeah, I like that, but nowadays, I feel like if you're D3, you know what, that's one interpretation. You know what, I feel like that's acceptable. The other interpretation is to run a EMP on the shield. So, your skill haste, you would bump that shit up, so that when your shield goes down, you get it back quickly, because your shield is your life. So you're running 9k stamina, you get your shield back quick, and then if they do manage to knock down your shield, you have enough health and enough crowd control where you get your shield back up again, you're back up and running in no time. That is the hope, the dream. But your shield shouldn't go down in the first place because you're healing it, what have you. But either way, yes, that second skill should be some form of crowd control that disrupts a striker's stacking. That is how I feel right now about both Final Measure builds and D3s. Or anybody who runs a mobile cover or a ballistic shield, because both of these, they allow strikers to build stacks for free, essentially. So you need something that stops them from doing that. Be that the sticky bomb with the disruptor, or be that a turret in the form of a fire turret or a base taser turret, the zapper. Either way, you gotta dedicate yourself to that cause, because that's your job as the tank.
30 seconds.
You know, I cannot emphasize that enough. And that's going to be something I'm going to be going into in a little bit more detail, especially with my edited videos, once I get those up and running.
15 seconds.
Different Lone Star. 5-piece Nomad, my buddy. Hey, 5-piece Nomad is the way to run Nomad on teams right now. That's the way you run a team build Nomad. That's how you do it. Nothing wrong with it. With Nomad, there's a lot of options. Barrett's is one of them. But there's a lot of options, depending on what you're trying to do. Depends on your stat layout, your stat sheet. Depends on what you're doing. Is it damage you want, or is it you want to be just a beef tank? You can there's so much you can do. That is one of the best things about Nomad, is because it doesn't have any favoritism when it comes to weapons. Well, I should put a caveat on that. It does have favoritism. Nomad favors responsive builds. So, shotguns, assault rifles, SMGs. And the reason I say this is because of the health on kill. To confirm kills, you either shoot people, blow them up, or melee strike them. And the melee strike is probably the most common way for you to finish an enemy. It's the fastest way, it's the most efficient way. So that's why I say, you know, responsive, because that gives you the closest proximity to your opponent. Oh, that bleed. Oh. Yo. Oh, they're gonna blue in. Oh, they're gonna blue in. Here comes. Oh, they didn't. Yeah, specialized backpack is very strong right now. I think people underestimate it, especially on Nomad. Nomad, build it, firepower, stamina. The stats are so high right now. Oh, that is a blue-green. Oh, that is a blue-green proc. Hey. You're on fire, bud.
Warning. Agent on your team is down.
Crumb.
Requires assistance.
Yeah,
Agent.
yeah, I would put it on Nomad, because Nomad tends to be a firepower stamina, or stamina firepower, whichever way you want to do it. And the way I'm ordering them is primary, secondary. So, like, I would say it'd probably be a stamina firepower. Primary is stamina, secondary is your firepower. That's the way I would order it on a Nomad. But I think it's reasonable to expect significant gains, especially on that particular backpack, because of the stat boost from classifieds. People have not experienced the stat boost from the classifieds pertaining to that item yet. Oh, I got bled. There's a predator somewhere there. There's a pred in there. I found a pred build. It's in there. It's over yonder. It's in that tunnel. But yeah, the nomads that are stamina, firepower heavy, boom. You get your crazy high skill power. Suddenly, your first aid or your pulse is now more relevant. Yeah. Those classifieds, and the only thing is you sacrifice, what, on a backpack, 130 stat points? You're still getting, essentially, like, 870 stat points off of the classifieds. It's fucked up, dude. Yeah. Hey, that's what we're about. We're about lying, cheating, and stealing over here. Take my ideas. That's why I'm out here. it's what we do on this channel. Hey, be about it. Whatever gets you that leg up. Oh man, that Seeker's gonna go after this stuff behind me. Damn. But that's the thing, is like I like the nerfs that they did to Predator to Nomad, because it's making those exotic and those high-end options relevant again. The thing was, they were already relevant, it's just that most people did not consider them relevant on the whole. And now we get to experience them from the perspective of the masses instead of just the few. You know, the few true believers. Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to get to him in time. I can't hit him on the... He's turning it in and I can't hit him.
Warning. Agent on your team is
Oh,
down.
if you kill yourself, you proc their rogue status.
Want no part of those cleaners.
This city needs us. They just don't.
Oh no! You let them pick you up. Ah, they did that on purpose. They picked them up so they didn't get their status procced. Damn. That's a little trick. If they're turning in their manhunt and you know they're gonna get it, just go down. Go down, but let them get it. Don't let them go into the checkpoint because they need medkits or whatever. Don't let them get ammo. Force them to go rogue. Hey, not everybody plays this game like I do, okay? Not everybody's looking for that little nefarious bump, okay? That little edge. That accidental. Whoops. That's how they accidentally go rogue in this game now. Like, oh, you, I know you didn't mean it. Oh, see? You can't help yourself. Can't be helped. I'm just hoping.
Transmissions jammed.
Hoping
Proximity
against hope.
coverage only. Backup activated.
That
System rebooted.
they do treat
Caution. Entering
Rarity
dark zone.
Scarcity a little bit more seriously the next go around. I understand that this game's on its last cycles, but the next game's gonna be the real deal, right? Raids and clans and bullshit like that, so they better go balls to the walls and actually have some rare shit. Some coveted, hard to get shit. That when people get it, they get stoked. 'Cause that's, you know, I haven't seen any videos of anybody getting stoked upon finding anything. I know people have been looking for houses, lightweight M4s, but you don't get videos of people like losing their shit over finding anything, right? I don't think I can win a fight against 4 people.
15 seconds.
I could try. Oh, did not win it. Oh, there was another guy there. I didn't even see the 5th guy. Hey, I downed one though. Hey. Not against it. Took him a long time to down me. That's the Valkyria. Yo, respect. Yo, I'm about that. Valkyria life. Hilder air. Hilder air.
Confirmed. Rogue status no longer active.
Oh my god. I wish I was streaming last night. I ran into a group that was running Deadeye, D3, and Striker. Admittedly, Striker, whatever. But if there's one Striker in the group, they are your DPS or whatever. It's fine if they're fulfilling a role. If it's not like a 4-Striker group going meta ham with your house lightweight M4s, you know. But I ran into them, and it was like fighting myself. You know, like my own squad, me, Poncho, and anybody else, right? It was so cool. Like seeing people run builds that you don't normally see out here. Like now we're seeing D3s out here. That's pretty cool to me. Now we're seeing like snipers show up occasionally. Now we're seeing people are trying shit for the first time since 1.7 came out, right? This is huge. This is a big turnaround.
Exiting dark zone.
Viability in the dark zone. Maybe not in the PvP stuff. Like, I understand that, you know, for probably the worst of it, it's, you know, the skirmish is probably dead on arrival for a little while. But the build diversity right now is getting so good. And yeah, you said earlier about the ninja bikes coming back. Yeah. It's because the ninja bike's coming back because of the validity of high-ends even. You know, as soon as your exotics come back into play, the 5-piece, that means the ninja bike itself, the 4 3-pieces, start coming back into play, and the 4 2-2s. It's all, it's coming back. It all comes back. It takes a while for the devs to whittle some shit out, and for people to finally realize that their true enemy has been amongst them all along.
Hey, you go in without, don't ask me where I got it.
Bloom, do you run a reclaimer? Do you have a support build like that? So I feel like that's...
Go
feel like that's up your alley. Or maybe even a tack healer that's like a 5-piece. Can you run a 5-piece tack healer? Let me see. Skill haste, blah, 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 da, 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 da. Yeah, you would run it as a 5-piece because you don't want this cycle. So you would do skill haste, skill power. Yeah. 5-piece tack. And then your 6-piece would probably be vigorous. And then do it like Spades used to do, and do a force everyone to run vigorous chest pieces so that you can run booster shot and have a crazy booster shot that gives everybody attack power, armor, and the overheal from vigorous. Or just, you know, do whatever you want to do. Okay, you can run the other guy, you can run this thing, overdose, whatever. It's your tack build. I don't know. There's stuff. There's people doing things and stuff, and it's interesting. It's all still SMGs, shotguns, well, showstoppers, and lightweight M4s, but at least the gear's changing. I want to see more of these guys. I want to see more of these guys. I want to see more of those snipers out here. You know, MG5 maybe. Like, MG5 is probably up more people's alley than Big Al. MG5 doesn't have the cover stipulations, right? You're not stuck with that cover shooter shit. So you can do deadly, competent, and, like, prepared. And you can hit cover, get your steady hands, and you'd be able to hit people pretty consistently off cover. But the thing is, you should be on cover anyways with an LMG, because when you hit cover, those things lock on pretty hard. I don't really care what LMG you're running, whether it be Big Al or otherwise. It's cover is your friend when you run a LMG. It's just, you know, depends on how people want to do it.
I got stuff that'll save your life.
I am mostly done ranting about scarcity and all that. If there's anything you want to talk about, anybody in here, about Division 2, I mean, the theme of today was rarity, scarcity. The topics that I went over had a lot to do with clans, the Dark Zone, Trust Falls, aka kickflips in the Dark Zone. If there's anything like that that you've got questions or you have opinions on, and you just wanna leave a comment in the chat, I'm down to talk about it at length, even. I guess the takeaway here for me is that I'm concerned that we're not going to have the... Oh, check that shit out. Mobile cover. Let me see how much I get. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's a full 120.
15 seconds.
That dude is running mods too for that to work better. Yes. Security wing represent. Check that shit out. Security wing. I know I didn't cut the rope, but that's fine. I like security wing. What about it? I think that dude's shield would have died too. I think he was running an actual shield mod, which means he had a paper shield. That was a set that I'd have to get a better look at it. Let's see, is that good? If he's got an SMG, oh no, okay, so he's. Wait a minute, is he running Hilder Air on D3? Hey, living that life. Be that guy. Yo. Thank you for being you. Look at this diversity out here. Hunter Black upset. Hacker. Alright, let's go figure out if that's true. Guess I'll do that before I go. Oh yeah, closing statement. So... Scarcity is essentially dead in this game, right? 6-piece drop, or a 6% drop rate. Everybody's getting everything for free. It's, negating the grind that everyone's done up until this point. I get it.
You are now entering a safe area.
I understand.
Hey, stupid.
It's whatever.
Over here.
I just hope that the devs realize what they can do in the next game, and that they do it. They have to. Keep the rope cuts in this game. Keep the trust mechanics. Force people to work together. Force conflicts at landmarks, at extractions, at PvE events. Create PvP situations. So that builds have to be able to do both in the Dark Zone. If you want to be out here, you got to do both. You can't be one or the other. Make it so that threat matters. I've seen a lot, and the thing is, I've seen a lot of people who are running these glass cannon builds now, who are not addressing their threat. They're running around with these big owls, or not big owls. They're running around with these guns with these loud vent brakes, and they have no stamina. And these elites are turning on them and grilling their shit into the ground. Even the veterans, or whatever. The purples. Like, dude, if you're going to be out here, you have other mods. There's a whole other mod that gives you critical hit damage. And it's a suppressor. Run that shit if you're a glass cannon. Quit taking the aggro. Think about it. For fuck's sake, dude. Take a moment. Builds, mechanics. Keep threat in the game like this. Keep people on their toes. Keep them guessing. Keep them honest. Keep them dishonest. Increase rarity. Make rarity important. Because that's how you're going to offset those clans and their bullshit of, you know, togetherness and working together. Right? That's how you do it. Make shit really rare.
Transmissions jammed.
The thing is, it doesn't have to be absurdly better. Oh.
System rebooted.
Oh boy, there's a striker again.
Warning, entering dark zone.
Here's how you deal with it. Check it out, y'all. Check it, check it, check it. Oh no, I'm getting hit in the back. Oh no. If only 2 strikers did not pincer me. That's okay. I will have my revenge. But yeah, just increase the scarcity. Make it worth everyone's while to shoot each other in the back, including clan members. Watch as whole clans cave in on each other over something that drops that shouldn't drop. That's what I want to see. I want to see that video. Oh, I'm not on the right side of this. I want to see when a clan caves in on itself over a rare drop. That's what I want to see. no. Striker versus Striker, they got him. Nicely done, Mr. Rager. I believe it's a take on Mr. Roger. Oh no! Getting shot in the back.
Has gone rogue.
R2K has a stick up their bum. Only because I killed them and talked a lot of shit. That's my bad. It's my bad, everybody.
I got stuff that'll save your life.
Oh no! Oh, these guys gotta calm down. Getting all wound up about nothing. I like this one too. I like that. I like that piece above the door. The money in the mouth. The rest in escrow. Oh no. Oh, he's got adrenaline. Adrenaline. Oh, I'm deader than hell. When they start charging like that, you already know what they're running. Solo players like to run adrenaline so they can deal with crowd control, especially striker players. So it's just something the reason why you keep them at range when you're fighting them. Just another reason to play smarter around him. I didn't know he was that close to me. I thought he was downstairs, but now that he has one place to go, I'm gonna get him. Makes it easy. He should be almost out of medkits too now. As long as I don't get shot in the back again. Turn that corner, bud. Oh, he's out. He's out of medkits. He's done. Done on a bun. Void's got him. Oh, there's the T-proc. I'll burn him. Got him on fire. There it is. It's over. I'll set him on fire one more time. On fire, dead. That's it. That's all it takes. So you got 3 options when you're running this build to set people on fire. You've got your bullets, you've got your fire turret, and you got your fireball. That's all it takes. Then your skills and your bullets, they all can keep you alive. Only thing that's keeping you dead is the lack of healing on this build. And you augment that with team play. So just make sure you got teammates that got heals. That's all you do. So, in the near future, I've got my hard drive in now. It's not fully set up, but I've got the hard drive. Hard drive's in there. We're ready to start recording direct to the computer while I stream, which means once I get editing software, which will happen soon after that,
This is the
we will indeed start with the edited content. I'll make a playlist for that. And then that'll mean that my build videos will actually be edited build videos. Those will be real. That'll be the upload outs. Because that was the thing, was I was avoiding doing those videos because they were awkward and awful. But now they'll be possible and better. Here we go.
Hey, you go in without this, you're dead.
They'll be better than what they were before. The Dream Workshops will still be the long format stuff, but at least I'll have those short 10-minute videos where you get the build, you get the combat, the tactics afterwards, and then that's it. Very easy. Easy to watch, easy to understand. You can reference it later instead of going through all those Dream Workshops and slogging through all that nonsense. Fuck that shit. I'll have those for you. But that's still like a month out probably before I'll make an attempt at one of those. But the hard drive's in the case at least, so that's a move in the right direction. Oh, big slice.
Don't waste my time.
That is a dude I met last night, and we had a good old time going rogue, killing rogues. Good time. Oh, no. Oh, you had to transfer servers. No, that's fine. I think I've done what I wanted to do anyways. I've ranted and raved enough. I appreciate everybody who came in, who chatted with me. Naz, Terry, Sky, Plume. Like, everybody who came in, gave a shout out. We talked about builds. Sky, I gotta... I was watching old builds. You've been here forever. You, Plume. I gotta make you a mod at some point. I keep forgetting to do that. I gotta figure out how to do that on YouTube. But I'll do that on Twitch. You won't have to do much. I don't really ban anybody ever. So, even when they're trolling me and shit. No point. This channel spends way too much time fucking with people to justify turning away anybody fucking with me. So, so long as they're not harming people in my chat, I think that's really all it comes down to. That's whatever. It'd be more of like an honorary position even if you didn't want it.
Hey, over here.
Let's get out of here, huh? Let me, I think that concludes today's Rogue Rant, at least. The next one should be on the normal day of the week, the Thursday. If not, we'll still just do it on the weekends like I did today. Man. I hope everybody had a good time. I hope your weekend goes well. Stay reasonably optimistic about Division 2, but don't let them get you too hyped. Let's wait for that beta. And, I hope everything goes well for you, in the preceding months in the Division. Console, PC, otherwise. I've been P2H. You've been a schmuck. You gotta lie, cheat, and steal. Because somebody has to win. And it should be you. It rings more true for the returning players and new players, but for the Triple Crown, I'm still about it. P2H, out.